Remember Los Sonics, who were all the rage from 1965 to the mid-80s? Well, their lead vocalist Serapio Herrera is back with the 50-20 band. The band recently stopped by TYG News during the trip to promote their new CD. During our conversation, Serapio shared his life's journey, revealing a musician that not only evolved through the years, but recreated himself at every turn. Serapio's musical history dates back to when he was 12 years old. He learned to play the organ and then joined a band named The Illusions. A year later, in November of '63, the tall, lanky kid formed Los Sonics. In late 1964, Serapio also stepped up to the mic and recorded Me Tienes en el Olvido. This is when I asked myself, do you want to go to school or be Elvis Presley? Elvis Presley it was, Serapio said during an interview at the Hispanic Entertainment Archives. By 1968, Curtis Dean, an African-American singer who spoke Spanish, had replaced Alemán, and Emilio Gomez replaced Moreno. Lupe Esquivel joined the Army and was replaced by Ray Vallejo. Frank Esquivel, Fernando, Tony, and Mario were with the band since day one and remain. This is the group I consider to be the main founders of Los Sonics, the sound and the style that we became identified with, Serapio said. By now, they were also sharing the stage with the likes of Royal Jesters, Little Joe, Sonny and the Sunliners, and all big bands of that era in large venues all over Texas, Kansas, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan. Fans would yell for Serapio to sing Clavelito, his signature song since 1967. After a quarter of a century away from the limelight, fans still remembered him, his voice, his hits, his showmanship, his dynamic, heartfelt performances, and they started to coax and encourage him to return because they missed him. Fate stepped in when he ran into Charanga King Hugo Guerrero, who in turn introduced him to singer-songwriter Humberto Beto Ramon. Serapio knew he had to get back into a recording studio and interpret these killer tunes. To add variety to the production, Serapio asked Mike Copadotto to write a song for his new CD. Copadotto penned Ay Amor, Como Te Quiero. To satisfy his die-hard fans, Serapio also re-recorded Clavelito, but with an accordion flavor. Serapio was the youngest of 10 children. He took his childhood nickname, Bebe, and named his own label, Bebe Records. This year, the youthful-looking 62-year-old vocalist summoned original members Juan Moreno, David El Primo Herrera, Paul Cantu, Juan Ramos, Arturo Art Garza, and together they became 50-20. We may all be 50 years old or older, but in our hearts, we are still 20. Serapio credits his family and friends, all the musicians that have backed him up during his musical career, those that have passed through his life, and the new friends that have come into his life offering help in resurrecting his career. For Tejano Magazine, Ramon Hernandez, and TejanosBest.com, I'm Ray Olvera, and this has been Inside Look, Serapio Herrera.